Bernard, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Alon.
Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
Can I twist your arm so you share us what scoop you've just seen with Patek Philippe? Or is it still a secret and do we need to go to watching.nl?
No. It's not a secret anymore because the embargo is lifted. But it's the 5750p Fortissimo.
Wow.
It's an amazing minute repeater. It looks great, and it has a membrane. It is influenced by the old record player, so the sound of the minute repeater is amplified. They they let us hear the sound. It's amazing. I just have to wait and hear it in real life because you can always trick something with a minute repeater. But I trust them, and I do think they have a wonderful product there.
Amazing.
But limited to, I think it's 15 pieces or something, and made in platinum, so it's not for my wallet.
It's a little drop in the ocean. That's what I
Yeah.
love what you guys do. You are at the forefront of watchmaking. For those that do not know Bernard Werk is the owner of the oldest Dutch watch magazine,
Yes.
Watching, cool name, founded in 1995, if I'm not
That's correct.
correct. Yeah, if
1995.
I'm not
So we had
mistaken.
celebration last year.
26 years, quarter of a century last year. You joined in 2005,
Yes.
owned the company,
Yeah.
and something very cool, you went from writing about watches, making watches, and you're also the co-founder of Gyre Watches, which
Yeah.
officially hit the market last year,
Yeah.
but you've
It
been
did.
working on it since 2017.
Yeah. 16, 17. I
Amazing,
will tell you the story later on because it's a
amazing,
complete
amazing,
story. But it is yes, never a dream, but uh, at the end, it's a dream that comes true.
amazing. And I want to hear all about it, and so do our viewers.
Yeah.
Before we start doing anything, it's a tradition on this show to
Yeah.
do a wrist check. So it's almost rhetorical, but I do want to know what you are wearing today, Bernard.
Yeah. I'm lucky that I got already some questions from you up front because then I could prepare a bit. But my wrist check, yes, of course, this. But at the end, it's three pieces. I'm wearing, I, as watch lovers do, they share. So I take it off, and normally I would give it a touch and feel is always better than seeing it from a distance. On my ring finger, I'm wearing a ring, and I will show you this one. I think
Yes,
you recognize it.
of course.
Yes, of course. But this is the same.
Ah, cool.
It is from my year of birth. And I was with two guys, and they turned a coin, a Rijksdaalder, a
Yeah,
2.5 guilder, almost a little bit more than a euro nowadays. They turned it into a ring. And
amazing.
I'm not a ring wearer, but I
Yeah,
try and I try and I really want to like it, but we'll see in the future. And the same counts for a watch, a second watch on my right wrist.
yes.
Should you wear a watch on your right wrist? I'm not sure. It's a bit, it's a lot. But on the other wrist, there's the Apple Watch. I just have to try. I think a good friend of me told me it's not a watch, and at the end, I share his idea. It's a measurement. It's a wrist computer. It's
Do
what it is.
you do you use it for health reasons?
Well, no, not for health reasons, but to check a lot of things. If I go to the beach, I can see if it what tide it is. If I'm at a concert, I can see if the area is too loud for what period of time. So you can check a lot, and I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that a lot.
Nice.
Yeah,
So obviously I had to wear my Sea Cleaner by Gyre Watch. So it's funny you
Yeah,
chose the black and red. I love all three iterations that are available
yeah,
to straps, but I had to choose the black and red colorway because that's the bread, BRED, which stands for Bulls Red. Because those are my favorite Nike Air Jordan
yeah, yeah,
sneakers
yeah,
I
yeah. I
collect.
saw the pictures,
So
were beautiful.
yeah, here's a sticker on my desk.
Yeah,
So that's my colorway. So
yeah,
congratulations. I love the watch. Love the look and feel. Love the design. So super cool. We'll dive into that later on.
yeah, yeah,
After the wrist check, we always ask our new guests 7 The Ace List questions.
yeah.
So we have a lot of ground to cover. We're going to cut off this show at max 1 hour. So I'm going to dive
Mm-hmm.
in with your permission right away.
Yeah, do so.
Here comes. What watch or jewel is your favorite and why?
Well, I'm lucky to be in the watch business, and I'm lucky to be in the watch business for a longer time. So the simplest answer is if you're in Holland and if you understand the Dutch language, just Google horloge eminentie, and then you get my 13 or 14 favorites.
Mhm.
It's done by Gandor, and he did a great job. But it's if you see those watches, you can see it is the Royal Oak Jumbo. It is the Nautilus Jumbo. It's a Speedmaster Professional. It is the Cartier Tank or Santos, I guess. It is the every watch. Yeah, there it is. Every a lot of watch people have the same watches in their top. But also, I gave an interview to a German magazine, and at that moment, I had two other favorites because the one was the Girard Perregaux, the watch that my father bought in the year I was born, and
Mhm.
the other one is the Omega Constellation that I saw him wearing always.
Mhm.
So that's um, and then I get back to my right wrist because that's something that an Apple Watch never can do. That part of emotional value in a watch, yeah, it's not doable by it.
Mhm. Interesting. It's funny you raised Girard Perregaux because I wanted to save this question for later, but I got to jump in. Why I love this watch, this design,
Yeah,
it immediately gave me a Seahawk vibe, a watch Girard Perregaux doesn't make anymore. It's an old
yeah,
name. It
yeah,
got reiterated. The
yeah.
last version was a tool watch. I don't think they produce this already for over a decade anymore.
Hmm.
Was that a little bit of inspiration for you guys?
I didn't have any inspiration.
Okay.
It was in my mind for a long time already.
Okay.
Uh, as said, it wasn't an idea of. I really didn't want to have an own watch.
Yeah.
Why? Why should I?
Yeah.
Because I'm in the watch business. I like it a lot. So, but
I
then,
mean, that's fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can imagine why you think about it. And
Yeah.
well, of course, the crown at 4, or
Yeah.
as we have between. No, no, it's on 4. That is yeah, a characteristic that you see also with the Seiko watches. But I really wanted to have the strap, the form of the strap,
Yeah.
returned into the case.
Yeah.
So if you have a look at Instagram, in
Mhm.
the beginning of Gyre Watch, we went to Paris and we
Yeah.
saw a designer of Renault, and he draw on a napkin. He draw the first sea cleaner. Well, there it is, and it's already on a napkin. And from that on, you can see that's it. That's our
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
And it was the funny part is that Serge from Renault, his English isn't that good, as good as mine. So we had to talk with hand and feet and I had to explain him how what should be where. But at the end, I think it's if you compare it to the Seahawk, it's for me it's a big compliment.
Is it Serge Cosenza?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
A
Cool.
very friendly guy from Renault.
Amazing.
I got to know his boss in well years ago at the Red Dot Design Awards.
Yeah, cool.
We were there, and I was at the table with somebody from Renault, his boss,
Yeah.
and he proudly told us that he designed the Twizy. And we made a laugh about it, and he could laugh about it too. But it's a very comfortable city car. But we talked about cars, and then with me at the table, it yeah, for some reason it ends up with watches. And he said, "Well, I have a colleague, and he draw his own watch." And I kept that in mind. So with the
Yeah.
sea cleaner, we
Yeah.
had to go to him.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. And did he design the logo as well?
No.
Yeah,
A
he
good
did.
friend of mine, Leonard Hoen,
Yeah.
from Landshape, he designed
Yeah.
the logo. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Thank you so much. Second question, Bernard.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
There's no question about it. I wanted to be a teacher.
Really?
And nowadays, I'm really wondering why. Because I can, I already have a problem with explaining an iPad to my mother because I don't have the patience for it, but I really want to. So I do. But
Yeah.
at the end, I really wanted to become a teacher.
You technically are a teacher because with watching, you educate a lot of people. So
Yeah.
technically, you are a teacher. So
Okay.
FYI.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. It's a very
Yeah.
noble profession, by the way. It's never late to be a teacher.
No.
Whatever you do.
Yeah.
Third question. Who is or was your role model or multiple role models?
Yeah, I think that's a good addition to the question because I don't think I have a role model,
Hmm?
but I consider the friends and people I meet or people I learn from, those are my role models all over my life.
Yeah. And who stood out in inspiring you or who inspires you today?
Well, still a lot of people, but I listen a lot and with big pleasure to the stories of Max Büsser, for instance.
Yeah. So the
The
founder of MBNF watch brand. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, but several people. I just pick what I need. I just
Okay.
borrow what I need.
So top of mind is we're playing with the idea of creating season 3 to make shorter episodes of 10 minutes. So I'm thinking of
Yeah,
doing 10 questions in 10 minutes. And then
yeah,
people have to choose or very rapidly answer. So who
yeah.
inspires you as an entrepreneur? Very quickly. Just mention a name.
Okay. Then I mention Max Büsser.
Max Büsser. And
Yeah,
who do you think is one of the best watch designers?
Gerald.
And who does sustainability the best?
Me. No, no.
Yeah, you can say that.
No, but I think most mechanical watches are very sustainable watches.
Mhm.
Gyre isn't that sustainable because it's a new product, but it is. We are focusing on something else. We are focusing. We want to make sure that people talk about the huge plastic problem.
Mhm.
That's what we want. And so the sustainability is in almost every mechanical watch.
Yeah. I can keep going, but for the sake of speed, I'll go to the next question.
Yeah.
We created this show during the first lockdown. This question was born during that period. We're now again in a semi-lockdown in the Netherlands. We traveled a bit ever since, but traveling is
Yeah.
not that easy. Irrelevant of traveling this planet, you can teleport anywhere tomorrow. Where would you go, Bernard?
Um, uh, I'm very lucky that you didn't have the 1 minute answers then. No, I would go to the moon.
Moon?
Yeah, I really heard a lot about it in podcasts. I read a lot about it. and it's a fascinating place. I really want to try and I try to find the proof that it's really smelling of an old fireplace, that it's smelling like ashes. I really want to experience the weightlessness there.
Yeah,
And also, when I come back, I have a watch that's really been to the moon.
yeah.
And
Literally.
then the second part of it, I really want to go to the past because of with the knowledge that I have, I can buy. I wanted to buy some watches,
Which one
and
is
I
on top
make
of your list?
yeah some Daytona, some old Speedmaster Professional, some Royal Oaks, some Nautilus. The ones that make your future completely independent.
So tell me something. Doing teleporting, a guessing game today. What watches today do you think are the Nautilus, Royal Oaks, Daytonas of the next 3 decades or 4 decades? If you need to
I
guess.
think that's a really tough one because there are so many reissues from the past that then it would be a reissue that would be a wonderful issue, a wonderful watch for the future. But I think, for instance, Bulgari is doing a very good job.
Mhm.
I think today will be the launch of the new Vertex, the new diver of Vertex.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's it looks like a watch from the past.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, in watch design, what do you have? You have a case, you have a dial, you have three hands, or even more with a lot of functions. But
Yeah.
most of it is done.
Yeah. I agree. So you already mentioned one that I would mention. I dare to make a bold statement that the Octo Finissimo by Bulgari
For
could be
instance,
out
yeah,
there because it's cutting edge design and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
new.
yeah,
I think the Defy 21 by Zenith, it could happen, or even all the modern Defies are redesigned from scratch. Obviously, you already mentioned MBNF, and they're out
yeah.
there. Um, but I think that I think time has already caught up. Our national pride Grunefeld brothers
Yeah.
are already there. It doesn't even
Yeah.
take 4 decades.
No.
You
Okay.
agree?
No. If it was one on the list, I think Groeneveld would be really added by me
Mhm.
because what they make, I have the luck that I know the brothers very well, and that I can wear watches for the horloge test. A funny story is that they had the tourbillon.
Yeah,
It's 240,000 euro, I guess.
yeah,
And I called Bart and I said, "Yeah, I will go to Paris next week." So
yeah,
it's not that good a feeling to wear a watch of that amount of money.
yeah,
Yeah, that's one, the Parallax. And then, but I called him and I said, I will go to Paris. What shall I do? Shall I put it in the safe? Shall I bring it to the bank? Or shall I wear it? Because I'm also visiting a jeweler shop. Oh,
yeah,
which one? Yeah, Chrono Passion. Oh, just wear it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the connection of the three of us is very good. So
Yeah.
yeah, Kronenfeld is something special.
Amazing. I assume besides writing a lot, you read a lot. What book are you currently reading, or do you highly recommend?
I'm currently reading.
Ah, cool.
It is called Tramp's Footprints. It's
Yeah,
the history of Supertramp.
yeah,
And
and
Supertramp is one of my favorite bands.
yeah,
And since SIHH 20, 20, wow. It's already, yeah, there it is. It is written by Abel Fuentes.
yeah,
And it's a complete story. It is almost 700 pages
yeah,
about Supertramp. And I met John Halliwell from Supertramp. He's a saxophonist, but he's also the frontman of the band.
Yeah.
Roger Hodgson and Rick Davies are more shy than he is. And
Yeah.
if you listen to the CD Paris, the live CD, it's sold so many copies. So I think a lot of people who listen have it. But if you, in between the songs, you hear always the talking of John Halliwell. And
He's
if
a
you
big
go,
watch nerd as well, right?
he is. And
I
he,
read that in watching, by the way.
sorry?
I read that in watching, by the way.
Yeah, because he had his 10 favorites there. And I had the possibility to go to Lange und Söhne with him. The
I
first
read
time we
that.
talked with Anthony de Haas, the
Yeah.
technical director,
Yeah.
about musical, because Anthony de Haas is a drum player,
Yeah.
a very good one, educated by Cesar Zuiderwijk. And
Yeah.
then nowadays he educates with Cesar Zuiderwijk.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to hear those two people talk about the kind of materials and then the gong and the sound and listen to this and listen to that. It was, and then the second time we went to Elange, we could work on a movement, not
Cool.
a Lange movement, but a simple unitas, but to get the feeling of the smallest parts of a watch.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
that's something that Groeneveld also does very well. If you visit, maybe visited them, you got a small plastic box with a piece of dust on the bottom of it, but also a loop on top of it. And if you looked through the loop, you could see that it wasn't a piece of dust, but it is a screw, the smallest screw in their movement. It's cool. But at the end, if you hear John Halliwell on Paris, and
Yeah.
then you compare it to the voice from the video of Gyre Watch,
Yeah.
it's the same voice. He helped us out.
Cool.
I really wanted to have a native speaking, native English speaking man to be the voiceover of our video, and
Nice.
he agreed to help. So that's
Nice.
cool.
Very nice. Thank you for that. Sixth
Yeah.
question. What do you think is going to be the color of 2022?
Yeah, Tiffany blue. No,
For
I don't
those
know.
that for those that have been lying under a rock for the last week,
Yeah,
or don't watch the watch space, the wristwatch space, the internet blew up last week because Tiffany is a retailer for Patek Philippe for already 175 years. They launched a special edition, a limited edition last week, 175 pieces of the Nautilus 5711 with a Tiffany blue dial. And that's why
yeah,
Bernard made this joke.
yeah, yeah. But it will be a bit like that. I don't like those hyped colors because at the end, the most sold colors are black and blue, maybe a bit brown, maybe a bit green, but black and blue
Yeah.
are all through time a stable factor.
Yeah.
But and talking about dials, my preference, of course, the black dials with the white or the stainless steel hands. That's for readability. It's superb.
Yeah.
But I really do like those structured dials. The Grand Seiko is a master, for instance. There are more brands, but I just mentioned Grand Seiko, so you can have a look there and see what I mean.
Yeah, and probably that's my favorite. You mean that they call it snowflake, but snowflake is also used by Tudor, so it's a bit confusing. But it's let's say a field of snow, fresh powdered snow. So,
but there are some confusing names in watch business.
Yeah,
like for instance, there was a new Fortis called Marine Master.
Yeah.
And people shouted, but that's the name of Seiko. No. Fortis used it already years ago. But it's getting smaller and smaller during time.
Yeah.
All the names you can pick, all the ideas you can have.
I agree. Okay, so you're banking on something bluish.
Yeah, but brighter. I really like the bright ideas, the bright colors, like Rolex also had last year.
Yeah. The Stella dials, you
Turquoise.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Last question, rhetorical
Yeah.
question. Although you are from The Hague, I do know you like Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What is your favorite memory, or what are your favorite spots in Amsterdam?
Mm, I have some favorite memories of Amsterdam. At the end, I have to say I have a lot of them because when I meet PR or marketing people from the watch brands,
Mhm.
it's almost all the times in Amsterdam. So I had to pick some of them because otherwise we'll be here until 4. But I had the chance, and I have to say it because I saw the race last Sunday.
Mhm.
It was amazing what we saw there. And when I saw this question, I just had to mention that thanks to Takoya, I had a chance to meet Max Verstappen 3 times. You were there, so you can, um, you know what it was. It was
Yeah,
a great event and a cool cat, and what he did last Sunday was perfect.
yeah,
But also, I was at the Amsterdam Lookout
yeah,
on a swing,
yeah.
the
The
highest swing
Amsterdam
of
Tower, the
Europe.
A Dam Tower.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Adam Tower, and it's you swing 100 meter below above sea level,
yeah,
and it is called over the edge. And when you go over the edge, you can feel it. And did
yeah,
I mention it? We went there with Gijs from Oris.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cool.
But there are several occasions, several events there. It's a nice city, but at the end, I'm very happy to drive back to The Hague near the sea because, yeah, that's a city I really like.
I understand why. I love it too. Thank you so much, Bernard. Um, we're almost halfway. We've been chatting away. I want to know
Yeah,
a lot of stuff from you before we go to the questions of the viewers.
yeah,
Um, Maybe just do a big monologue. I want to know from you, how did you get into watching? What is watching about? What makes watching special?
yeah.
Where are you taking watching? And then
Hmm.
immediately continue why Gyre was born. Who is your
Yeah,
co-founder? Why did you guys start? What is it
yeah.
about? And I'll shut up and listen and enjoy as well.
Well, let's start about me then, because it's all about me this afternoon.
By the way, a
Watching magazine.
disclaimer, guys. I've been asking Bernard to do this already for 2 years. He didn't want to do it. Although he's a media guy, he does not like to be on the forefront. So I had to twist his arm to come on the show.
Yeah,
I
I
said
still
I
feel it.
threatened him I would stop selling Gyre watches if he doesn't come on. Just kidding, just kidding.
And now you're wearing one. Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And not only today, I saw. No, Watching Magazine. It's founded in 1995. It is founded by Jaap van Westing, and he did a great job
Mhm.
because it was really the first watch magazine there. But Jaap van Westing wasn't really a watch guy. He was more a publishing guy, and he saw that whole part of the market that was fully open. And he decided to make a watch magazine, and I think the very first was begin in 1995. It was with yeah, how do you call it in English? Liedjes. It was like
Staples. It was Staples.
yeah, staples in the back.
Yeah.
So it was
I remember that, by the way.
yes, of course you do, because
My
you're a
dad
watch
was
guy, and
subscribed since 95. So as a kid, I read them.
yeah, yeah. But everybody who loved watches all had to, because it was the only one. The only the other things you could read were the German magazines, and the German magazines they had a huge pack of information. And I was asked by Jaap to join, or maybe a good friend of mine told me that Jaap needed a bit of help. And when I had the possibility to join in 2005, I looked very much to the German watch magazines too, because they had like tests in it, or they compared watches, and they went really a bit deeper than watching that until then.
Mhm.
So that's where we went, and for the something around 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we acquired horloge.info,
Mhm.
the website, for the latest information on watches. So the latest news, there's Gyre commercial on it, Gyre banner. But it's a bit faster. The fun part of a website is that if somebody calls you and there's a mistake made, you can just go online and yeah, redo it
Mhm.
or undo it.
Mhm.
And in a future, it's good to have a combination of both. So there's a big possibility that horloge.info will be watching.nl,
And the
and then we
interesting
can
thing is
cover.
that it's pure Dutch news, which is rare, right?
It is. It is. It's the only news website in Dutch on
Yeah.
watches,
Yeah.
because there are perfect websites with news in English. You
Yeah.
can go to Fratello, you can go to Hodinkee, you can go Blog to Watch, you can
Yeah.
go Monochrome. There are a lot.
Yeah. And Bernard, we saw now on the website that um I mean this respectfully, but you guys are really a print organization because you
We are
don't publish that much online. Is that done on purpose?
now. Well,
You're not really
the
hybrid, let's say.
no, the watching website is
Yeah.
just there for our readers, for our subscribers.
Yeah.
And that's what I say where we have to integrate
Yeah.
watching and horloge.info, because then we can produce a lot more. But
Yeah.
the website for watching.nl is you can, when you change your address, you can mention it, these kind of things. It's really
Yeah.
in favor of our readers from the
Yeah.
printed
Yeah. Yeah.
version.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Interesting.
see that the printed magazines are very much appreciated
Yeah.
nowadays
Yeah.
because of the focus you can have reading a magazine.
Yeah.
There's no WhatsApp, there's no email, there's nothing.
Uh, uh.
It's just
I'm
there.
very old school. I read all the magazines on paper,
Yeah.
very analog, very old school. I digest it more relaxed. I enjoy it more. I absorb the information better than all the online articles.
Yeah.
So please keep on going and doing what you do.
Yeah, but
Um,
I have to be fair, and when I'm searching for something, I will be online, of
yeah, of
course,
course.
because it's faster and there's
Yeah,
almost everything you want to find is online.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
have a good a source, a reliable source, it's perfect.
yeah,
But some quality time and some quality reading, that's better in magazines.
yeah.
But
Interesting.
that's what I had here also, because that's what for me it started. I think I'm not sure, but I think it started with magazines like this,
Yeah, cool.
or even this. That's what my father read,
Yeah, amazing.
and that's what triggered me.
Yeah, amazing.
Or
Yeah,
this, the old ones, but
beautiful.
not only that, but also this.
Yeah, super cool. By the way, tip for you. As you know, I'm an avid sneaker collector.
Yeah.
So obviously, watch magazines are 90% what I read.
Hmm.
10% is sneaker magazines, which my favorite is Sneaker Freaker. They just
Okay.
launched a 720 pages book with
Mm.
sneaker ads from the everything up to 2000. So let's say 2, 3 decades. So
Yeah.
super cool. And that's why I like the Europa Star archives.
Yeah.
Serge Meillard is my friend, so he gave me a login to his Europa Star Club, where you can
Yeah.
log into their backlog, their archives.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love seeing these ads, these old school ads.
Yeah. They're
So
super.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bernard, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Let's talk Gyre because that's an
Yeah.
amazing story. It's a short history relatively, but a massive story.
Yeah. I think
Please
so.
walk me through. So you guys came up with it. So Jorrit and and you came up with the idea in 2016.
Well, no, no. In 2016, I watched a television show. I think it was the late night already by Umberto Tan.
Yeah,
Umberto Tan was talking to Boyan Slat.
yeah,
Boyan Slat is the founder of the Ocean Cleanup,
yeah,
and he explained about the plastics in the ocean.
yeah,
And it was out of frustration that during that show, because there's a huge amount of plastic in the oceans. It's almost as big as a continent. It's as big as France, Spain, and Germany together. It's huge.
yeah.
Um, uh, um, you, hoe heet dat? I'm a bit distracted by the movement on the screen,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Sorry.
um, no, no. The, there's a huge amount of plastics in the ocean, and nobody has to take responsibility. There's no government who says, well, that's a part of my sea, let's clean up. A lot of people do, so that's cool.
Yeah,
But when I heard that, it was a part of frustration. And then I had the idea, I know something about watches. I have a frustration part of the plastics.
yeah.
What if Boyan Slat takes out the plastics?
Mhm.
We press it, put it in mold it into a case. We
Yeah,
put in a solar power movement,
yeah.
put on a strap, and then we bring it on the market as uh, uh, what we call a recycling story on the wrist.
Yeah,
Then I went to SIHH, met Jorrit again,
yeah,
and asked him to join. So
yes,
the two of us, and I really have to say, without Jorrit, there wasn't a Gyre sea cleaner. But also without the idea, there was a Gyre sea cleaner, and we had a lot of help of people.
yeah,
But then we saw those plastics of Boyan Slat. We tried something of those plastics, and it fell apart in water, and that's not good for a wristwatch. So those plastics that Boyan Slat takes out are not usable.
okay.
But fishing nets, and that's almost as the half of the problem of the plastics,
Yeah,
they can be used for that.
okay.
And
Interesting.
it is a yeah beautiful one. It is reinforced with some glass fiber to make it more scratch proof.
Yeah.
And
Fiberglass, you mean?
yeah, fiberglass.
Yeah,
And then as watch people, we added the sapphire crystal on it.
yeah.
And to complete the story, the strap is 100% plastic bottles, PET
Amazing.
flask.
PET. And
Yeah.
and only for 289, of which also part of the proceedings go to.
Yes. To the ocean cleanup.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you have three models, three
We have.
dial. The cases are the same, three
Yeah.
straps, and
Yeah.
then you can choose a full black one or striped.
Yeah.
How
And
is it going
I,
so far? You're a year on the market.
yeah, but I just one step back because
Please.
then we had to think about a watch, and you
Yeah.
can buy everything. You can buy crowns, hands, dials. What you see in the Gyre watch is all own design.
Mhm.
So the hands are the design of Serge.
Mhm.
The logo is Len, but also the dial. I have some here. Maybe you can see it. The dial is
Cool.
see-through,
Yeah,
and it
amazing.
has to be because it's solar powered.
Amazing. But it
There
looks
is
pitch
a
black on mine. Cool.
there's
Because some brands
but
perforate the dial, right?
sorry is
Some brands perforate the dial so light can come through.
yeah. We didn't have to because it's transparent.
It's opaque, amazing. Because
Yeah,
the new Cartier tank that also has a solar
yeah,
powered movement, I think they punctured the numbers, right?
yeah. They
Yeah,
did, and it's cool. I
yeah,
really like the idea. We did
yeah,
already an article about recycling in the watch industry, and I really like the idea of using Apple and so on for
yeah,
straps.
yeah,
Yeah, there are amazing ideas.
yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you asked for how it is going. It's going well. We sold in over 35 countries because we
Yeah,
started with Kickstarter.
yeah,
And that did very well. Nowadays, we are in the area that we want. We have to um, make to no, how do you say it? We have to turn this project into a real brand.
yeah.
So we have to mm, approach our network even more to publish more about the Gyre Watch. And
Yeah.
that's what we are working on.
And how is that? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, a lot, a lot.
What do you like the best about being a
Uh,
watch brand?
well, for me personally, it is the compliments that I get, not only for the purpose of the watch, but also the design of the watch and um, um, the colors we chose and these kind of things. Those small things. And
Yeah,
then the other part is the network we use, our friends we see on watch fairs. We didn't see them for a long time, but I hope that we will see them in 2022 again
let's hope
because
so.
it was really part of our strategy to
Yeah,
wear the watch to every watch fair there was, but we
yeah,
didn't have the chance.
yeah.
But they helped us out. We had a page article in the Financial Times of Norway. SJX wrote about us big. Friends all over the world did their job.
Amazing.
It was
Amazing. But it's
amazing.
an amazing story, yeah, as well. It's not just a marketing mumbo jumbo. That's why we love it. Bernard, before we go to the questions of our viewers, what's the next step for Gyre Watch? So this model is called the Sea Cleaner.
Yeah.
What's next? What's coming?
Well, first we have to make sure that the sea cleaner is a real name, is a real brand,
Mhm.
in cooperation with Gyre Sea Cleaner that's known as a brand. And of course, there is something in our thoughts for a mechanical one. Um, but that's the future.
Yeah,
We're now focusing on the present.
yeah, very good. Thank you so much for sharing your stories.
You're very
Um,
welcome. I'm convinced that I missed something, but
maybe
anybody who wants to know,
if it pops up, just share.
yep,
Some questions we received. Some viewers couldn't join live, so they sent in some questions. One
yeah.
of them you just answered. Will Gyre make an automatic wristwatch? So, okay, that's
Well,
in the
I'm
pipeline.
not convinced if it will be an automatic one. I also like the idea of wind your watch.
Yeah. Okay.
Even and nowadays with the power reserve of 72 hours or in that area, it's cool.
Okay. Amazing. Um, our regular on the show is Rocky. You've met him. Watch
Yeah,
4
yeah, yeah,
Club.
yeah, yeah.
On YouTube, he writes, "Hi, gents. When and how did you come up with the idea to make a watch made from recycled fishnets?" So you
It will
partly
be
answered that already.
Yeah, it will be 16, 17 with that show. And then, of course, it is, as said, you have a problem with the stuff they take out of the ocean, the plastics.
Yeah.
And you can see that because the ocean cleanup, they came up with the sunglasses.
Mhm.
Nice one, very nice one, but made from fishing nets because
Yeah.
they couldn't use their own uh, uh, fetched materials. And
Yeah.
it's a pity, but
Yeah.
they have to really find a solution
Yeah.
because you have at the end they have a new one at the end of the river. Where they fetch all the plastics.
Mhm.
The biggest problem in these countries is that when they pick up the plastics there, they put it on a truck and they drive it to the start of the river and they just throw it in there. That's the mentality of those countries. It's so it also has to do something. What they have to do is change the mentality within countries.
Yeah. Crazy.
For me, it was years ago in Indonesia that you saw the houses on the front side. It was okay, but at the back side, they just throw their rubbish out of the window.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I,
It's crazy.
I saw. Did you see the documentary Seaspiracy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's a
have.
tough one.
Yeah. It is. It
Okay.
is. Thank you for answering that. Thank you for Rocky for watching
Yeah,
literally
thank you.
every episode and participating. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
see
you.
you next meeting.
Um, Somebody sent in a question through Facebook. Are you going to make collabs with Gyre? So
Yes.
technically, you're working with the ocean cleanup, but I
Yeah.
guess this the question comes from what you see now that brands team up with other brands.
Yeah.
One that pops into my mind is Breitling doing a lot on sustainability, and they worked
Yeah.
with Kelly Slater's Outer Known, also
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
recycled out of the ocean materials.
Yeah.
Do you guys are thinking of doing a collab?
Of course, but I have to correct you. We are not working together with the ocean cleanup.
Okay.
We just the idea came from them,
Yeah.
and I think Boyan Slat is a visionary. He has
Yeah.
great ideas, and I really would like to have him a sea cleaner, but it's not easy to approach him. Um, we think about collabs, but then also with we would like to make an ocean cleanup version or something like that.
Yeah.
And we are also now, as we speak, we are talking to a company that makes the straps also from fishing nets.
Mhm.
So then it is even better because at first the idea, what I had in mind was the strawberry yogurt, and that's a strange comparison. But the strawberry yogurt has, I think, 0.05% strawberry, but the strawberry is that huge on the package.
Yeah.
I really wanted to have an honest story.
Yeah.
It has to be transparent.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it had to be certified and these kind of things.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Another Watch 4 crew member and Red Bar Amsterdam crew member, Melvin, writes on YouTube, "Hi Bernard, Alon.
Hi.
The first color created for the Gyre Watch is the green/black. Is there a specific reason for this color, or is it a random chosen color?"
No, it's a good question because it's the sea cleaner. You should expect it to be blue, but green for me is the first color that pops up with recycling. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Because after the second step, I don't know where it is now, but here. This is the second one.
Yes.
It's doing very well. It's even doing better than green. But
What's the
then we
number
came
one?
up.
What's the number one, Bernard?
The number one now,
Of the six
from
version?
sales point of view, is still
Yeah.
green, but the blue ones came later.
And the green with
But
the green strap?
yeah, green strap,
So
and
basically this one.
yeah,
Okay.
and you could for us it's very good when they wear the green with the green stripe or the blue with the blue stripe, or as you also prefer with the red stripe, because it's very visible. If
Yeah.
somebody, Mr. Halliwell, sent me a picture of him playing on his clarinet for his new CD, and he's wearing the gyre, and you can see it
Amazing.
all with the blue light. Okay.
Amazing. Very cool. Thank you so much, Melvin, for joining in. I know it's your work day. It's very difficult for him to
Yeah.
tune in during office hours, but
Yeah.
he did make the effort. So thank you so much, Melvin. And we know you support Gyre very much so. Let's see. Oh, this is a special one. Our friend Gerard. Your bestie, my dear friend. I've been
Yeah.
twisting his arm to come on the show as well. So hereby some peer pressure, Gerard. He asks on Facebook, how about a special Ace Julius edition? Are you
It's
going to take
possible.
that or me, Bernard?
It is possible. Of course.
We already have the
Uh,
colorways, Gerard. It's black and blue, so the Ace collab is there. But we love to do collabs. So if
yeah.
you guys want one, we'll make one.
Yeah. Of
Our
course. Will
customers
do.
are king. They decide. Good to see you, Gerard, and I hope you come on the show as well.
Ja, cool.
Um,
Gewoon doen, Gerard. Kidding.
Jody sent in this question from Switzerland, and she is working in blockchain technology. She asks, what do you think about blockchain technology, and will you use it for Gyre Watch?
I would love to answer that question, but my knowledge isn't good enough for that. I see it I see it appear sometimes at on the watch front, especially with micro brands. But I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, interesting. I guess that to help out Jody in this question, to help you out, maybe on the sustainability side and the authenticity side, a lot of companies claim that they're sustainable.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to prove. You just said you want to be transparent.
Yeah.
Would you maybe consider using that technology for that?
It's possible, yes.
Okay.
If it's a possibility to next to certifying, if it's possible, if it's very useful to show your the sourcing, etc. Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Jody, for your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Rocky's on fire. He writes, we want an Ace X Gyre limited edition.
Yeah.
Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah.
Let me see. On the magazine side, somebody sent a question. Yeah. This was Joop. He asks, do you think one day you will stop making print magazines and go fully digital?
It's possible. I on one hand, I hope that it is possible to continue for a long time in print. On the other hand, it has to do with recycled paper. If that's possible, then we would do that. If it's recyclable paper, then it's less a problem. But there's also a part, maybe in the future, bookstores will stop selling magazines. We all take that into account. But for now, it's good to have a print magazine. And if the traveling starts again and I see the sales of the bookshops at Schiphol, it's still amazing. It is still amazing. But also, people read, as said before, people really like to read a magazine still.
I do think so too. So yeah, thank you for that question, Joop. On topic, Melvin is really Rocky is really interacting with us.
Yeah, the smell, the look, the feel. I totally agree. The smell, the look, the feel. Yeah. My daughter is not happy with this remark because if it's in the car, she gets car sick due to the smell of the magazine. So the ink, it's not that nice for her. But no, and even the smell, the look, the feel, and the noise. Just yeah.
So I always read out the questions for our podcast listeners that are not watching. So Rocky writes, love printed magazines, the smell, the look and feel. So that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So thank you for the feedback, Rocky. I think we'll do just one last one. Let's see. This one. This was sent beforehand. What made you start a watch brand? I think you dealt with that a little bit.
Yeah, but I
Um,
maybe there's a bit more because I I didn't have the idea of starting a watch brand. It's not. It was not my goal. I have. It came due to the problems of the plastics,
yeah,
and it was made possible due to the network within the watch industry.
yeah,
We had some great help from some very friendly people in Switzerland. They helped us a lot, and yeah, there's also a corporate. There's also another Gyre Watch. You know,
yeah.
did you see it? Yeah,
But you mean the
but
Fender Constant Alpina?
yeah, the
Yeah,
Alpina
yeah,
and Alpina case
yeah.
is made of our plastics, and
Amazing.
the Gyre name on it is our name, and we have a cooperation in that.
Yeah, so technically you have a collab.
We have a collab, but
Kinda.
yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Let me Google it quickly if I can see it in the time being.
Yeah,
So basically, you didn't start the watch brand out of the passion and the dream to become watch brand. You saw a necessity to do something with this topic
yeah,
and the recycled materials because
that's
of your
it.
know-how you started. This question comes from a lot of youngsters who have the dream to start a watch brand. But
Yeah.
how complex is it to start, Bernard?
It is very complex, and it is not only complex. Uh, what it is easy to buy a watch case. It is easy to buy, but you have to have in our opinion, you have to have a good story to tell,
Yeah,
and because everything, well, almost everything is already done.
yeah,
So you will be diver watch number, I don't know how many.
yes,
So I like the idea. There's a company called Werk Watch. They make watches from old cars.
yeah,
There are some new companies, and they make very nice products on the in the watch world.
yeah.
Um, but if you want to make a watch, be prepared for for a longer time. It's tough. But
Thank you
it's
for
it's
that.
it's it's an interesting process. It's and there are some things happening in Holland, and you will read about it in the coming year in watching.
Amazing. Thank you so much for our viewers and listeners. Next week is Bernard's friend and colleague, also journalist and publisher, Andrew McUtchin of Time and Tide Watches. So, a very relevant title talking about the sea cleaner from down under. Andrew is from
Yeah, cool.
Australia. Next Tuesday, exactly a week from now, 1 hour earlier, because it's going to be evening there. So tune in for our last episode of season 2 of the Ace Live. Bernard, rests me to thank you so much for sitting
Thank
down
you
with
very
me.
much for your time, Alon. It is
Thank you. It
very
was a
interesting
pleasure.
to share this story.
Thank you. And I know
Yeah,
you were
you're
a bit
welcome.
reluctant, but now that you've done it, were you happy you did it?
Yeah, I am. I am. So, Gerard, go ahead.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
See you.
Have a lovely day. Bye,
See
my
you in
friend.
Amsterdam. Bye bye
Ciao,
bye.
Bernard. Bye.
Ciao ciao.